All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday, and hope you're having a great morning today. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Doing good. All right, guys. Where to start? I mean, yesterday was just wow. I don't even know how to
It was
explain it.
nuts at the open. That was a tough day to trade at the open, my man.
It really was. I took that WBA trade with Andrew yesterday as well. Again, we got a quick pop, small partial, and then just drop back down. And after that, everything just looked pretty choppy. There was one ticker that was great, but I wasn't watching it. Which one was that one that ran pretty good? Was it LK? I think it was LK. There we go.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
think
Peter.
okay, dude. Yeah.
LK. I mean, if there's one stock, this was it. This is the only stock that was ran pretty clean. Continuation. I mean, just look at this thing. Beautiful here. But overall, everything else I had on this list was pretty choppy. So let's go through it, guys. As usual, we'll go over our top plays from yesterday, which are not many. LK is definitely one of them that we didn't have on this list. Our gappers list looks pretty good today. BBBY is very active this morning, so we'll get into that. And then NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gains. We'll see what's moving on in here right now. So let's start with BYND. Again, a lot of activity going on with BYND. Yesterday, a lot of news of them, of their competitors being out of the race there for McDonald's. So that's gonna, that's gonna boost them a little bit, and they're doing very well because of that. So they had a nice pop. Yesterday, they were up about 12% from the day before. So at the open, just look how choppy this thing was. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Again, just this is the 1 minute, by the way. I would love if this would have been the 5 minute. This would have been great, but the 1 minute is very tough to trade like this, right? So again, you got a nice drop here on the one, back to the VWAP. But if you look at the 1 minute, you have this rejection here going all the way down, and look at the pullback on the 5, right? So that's a tough trade to take there. That's too much of a deep of a pullback to go short, and at the same time, you might not want to go long here against the VWAP. So again, very tough trade. Once this thing engulfs and gets above the VWAP, now that's a better risk to reward. But even then, so you got to watch the number of shares you take. Obviously, the stock can run pretty aggressive, and then it gives you a small pop here, then right back down to your entry again, and that's what we saw on a lot of the stocks yesterday. So that was BYND. Here's Macy's. Macy's another one that again, Macy's is a tough stock to trade. It just tends to be very choppy. Yesterday, same thing, sold up, and then it came right back down to the VWAP, and then just kind of chopped around a little bit here. This drop was nice if you were able to get in here below the VWAP. But I just don't trust Macy as much when it comes to the open. It can be very choppy. So again, just nothing good there. WBA was the one I took here on this pop. Just looked great. I kind of missed my entry. The better entry would have been all the way down here. I kind of missed this. This candle happened pretty fast. This is a 1 minute here, so I got into this area here. Got a pop, got a partial. Then look, the drop right back to my break even. Again, so it's just very tough to trade on WBA. It did become a great short now looking at after the fact, right? When we're looking around 10 o'clock, this became a beautiful short, stayed below the VWAP, and it dropped down nicely. But just look at the open. I mean, just the open on some of these charts was just completely horrible. Microsoft, I didn't really watch the price action on Microsoft. Not one of my favorite stocks to watch, and I actually think I even dropped it off my main list here. But I could tell here also, just looking at this, you could tell the price action was also somewhat choppy. Here's AMD as well, another one. You got a pop and then right back down. Again, just not clean. This could be taken as an engulfing pattern, engulfing crack. But again, it's just the bias with the news coming out, the president talking at 11. I think the market was just a little bit on edge, really. Yesterday, but waiting for that to happen to see what's going to take place. Look at Tesla. Also, the entire morning just chopped around the VWAP. Eventually, found its groove here after the conference call. And you can see how beautiful this thing was, man. Tesla is just unbelievable. Hitting 500 yesterday. Well, not 500, 4 something. And up this morning again with some good volume. So, I mean, this thing is just fun to watch. Here's a BA. BA also has some news. I thought this one was going to sell down a little bit more cleaner as well. Very choppy with the accident of the plane. Just not really much to trade here. The price action was not clean. Then we have some possibles. APA for possible continuation, and LEN also didn't do much. So again, very tough day. I know a lot of people had a very hard time yesterday, including myself. So let's hope today the
And
market
me.
and you, yep, and you. Actually, yesterday was your first red day, so that's great, man.
Of the decade, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. So yeah, if it, like I mentioned on Twitter, if there was a day to be red, it was yesterday for sure, which is very, very tough. So today, guys, let's focus. Let's not be too aggressive to try to make that back. It's all about just being patient and wait for that great setup. Sometimes when we have a tough day in the market, we want to come back and hit it out of the park, and that could just create more problems. So let's see what we get today. So far, BBBY is looking great, and I actually did take a pre-market trade on BBBY on my small account with
Look at you.
CME. Yeah, so I took a nice short, and I want to show you this example, guys. So here, I went short in this area here, right? Small shares, guys, only like 700 shares, very small amount. This here is called a at 8 o'clock. This happens a lot. You get these transactions that are just being printed. But if you look at your P&L when this is happening, right? Because a lot of people will question, well, why didn't you get stopped out here? In this trade, what happens is the P&L doesn't even move. So you have this transaction happening. It just kind of appears and comes right back down. And again, BBY was just trading very nice. Has a great catalyst this morning. Is very weak. So here, I took everything out, obviously, because we're going to get ready for the live show. I don't want to be in a position. But BBY is definitely trading very nice this morning. So again, this is a print, not a bad print, but just kind of the exchanges putting in transactions that they did throughout the night. And at 8 o'clock, if you go to several stocks, 8 o'clock in the morning, you're going to see that happens quite a bit. We have this popping right back down. You'll see that in plenty of stocks. So, all right, let's get to it. Norm, what do we have for the SPY today? Anything good going on?
Yeah, my man, I'm having a few computer issues, so if I'm a little
Oh,
slow, I
okay.
apologize. We're gapping up nicely, 0.5% here this morning on the SPY. Reasonable volume, decent volume. And then today, as far as economic data, we've got several Fed speakers. Weekly jobless claims just came out, and hang on, my notes. It's like I'm saying, my computers.
Mm-hmm.
They came in at 214 versus 220, so essentially in line with expectations. Hasn't done a whole lot for the market. Popped up the SPY just a little bit when that came out. Um, that is about it that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Let's see here. Just zoom out a bit. Yes. Again, the market's just unbelievable. So, let's take a look at what we have in our gappers list here. Let's start over with AGTC. This is a $6 stock. So AGTC. AGTC. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So we got a good pre-market activity. 2 million shares traded so far. And 2 million shares flow, so we got to be cautious with this one. This is a low flow stock. I'm gonna just drop it down here, but it looks very active. The pre-market is trading very clean, so it definitely one to definitely keep an eye on. Norm, I know you have computer
Yeah,
issues. Have you had
it's
a chance
got.
to look at some of these?
Yeah, they've got a positive trial of an ongoing positive results in an ongoing trial right now. That's what's popping up.
Okay. All right. So definitely we'll definitely take a look at this one again. Great volume right now, up 60%, guys. A little crazy in the pre-market activity here, but before that, it was trading very clean, very nice. You can see here the nice, beautiful patterns, and hopefully you can get back to some of that. Again, guys, this is a 2 million shares flow, so you just got to be very careful on the number of shares and even trading the stock at all, right? I always say, if you're just starting out, it's better to just avoid those stocks. It requires a higher level of experience. The learning curve is a lot higher. It's best to just avoid them for now and focus on things that could be more manageable. Here is APLS. APLS was very active 2 days ago, two trading days ago. Had a nice, beautiful gap up here, took off nicely. And again, this is actually no, had a gap up and then sold off nicely. Almost the entire pre-market action looked like the market was open, if you guys remember that. So today we got some volume, 175. I don't like the pre-market action right now. It looks pretty choppy. Some volume sitting here, not the majority of the volume, but some of it, 26,000 shares sitting there. But what I do like on the daily is that we got higher highs and higher lows building up here, and we're back at this area where it's the high from yesterday. So if this thing is going to hold this new level of gap that it has here, it can be great to get to that above this high from yesterday into this 42 area and into this 53. Usually what tends to happen with these stocks when they gap up like this, they sell down. Obviously anybody sitting here, 26 bucks that's long is going to want to take profit, right? You more than you got almost 100% on your position here. You're going to take profits, right? But if the news is pretty significant and big and stable, it can stay here and come back up, right? People start joining in and say, hey guys, this is the real deal. This news is good, whatever the catalyst is. And you could get another squeeze in here. So definitely worth watching, but the pre-market's got to get a little better. Again, it had a beautiful pre-market activity on the day that it gapped up and sold off. So hopefully that can continue to get a little better. CHWY, one we have
You know
traded.
what's, I'll
Yeah.
tell you real
Hmm.
quick before you move on.
Sure.
APLS, the only fresh news that I'm seeing on
Hmm.
APLS is about a secondary offering. So it's a little strange to see it being popped up
Really?
5.5% this morning on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a little strange here, to have that. So, um, yeah, we'll see how this trades in.
The only thing I can think about the reason why on a fundamental basis that
Hmm.
that might be the case is because they actually have this company has a high level of debt. So if they can use the stock price, get a secondary and pay off debt with a equity raise, that might make people believe that they can become more of a solid company financially. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
can really come up with in this particular case.
Yeah, yeah. So again, with that news, even a lot more weird that that's the case with this one. But yeah, we'll keep an
Yep.
eye on it and see how it trades. Again, just the pre-market activity was so great on when was this? The 7th. This would have been Monday, I believe. It was just real nice. CHWY. This one, not much action happening. Looks like a couple of block trades creating it to pop up in our gapper scanners. 100,000 shares traded so far, but just look at the pre-market, nothing really going on there. Now we have traded this one before in the past. It's got a nice consolidation here. What I like about these consolidations is that if we get a breakout above this area here, above 30, anyone that's short's got to cover, because obviously, they don't want to go past the consolidation point, right? Their stop is anywhere up here. You get a nice little short squeeze, but right now, just the activity's not there. We'll keep it on there in case that changes, but it looks pretty dead at the moment, even with that 100,000 shares traded. AMD as well, not doing anything great pre-market wise. Looks a little bit, not a little bit, very choppy. It's got good volume though, 1 million shares traded so far. Definitely worth keeping on our list. If the market can trade well today, we can get some good continuation out of this. So again, AMD's just been trading very, very well.
They got
LB.
an up, they got an upgrade out of Mizuho
Mm-hmm.
from neutral to buy and a price target raised to 55 from 38. So
Nice.
it's moving on that this morning.
Yeah, excellent. So definitely look forward to AMD there. LB is one we have traded before in the past as well. Daily charts again. Daily charts is pretty crappy. This is not a great daily chart. I mean, how do you find your levels? But we have looked at this one before, and so for some reason, the intraday tends to trade very well on LB. Today, again, pre-market activities looks a little bit more like a CHWY, where you have the volume here, 142, but it's not a clean pre-market activity at the moment. We're down 2%, and again, just not looking very good in the daily neither. KSS, this was
A lot of
cold.
these,
Yeah.
so the next three that you're going through, they're all retail oriented retailers or retailers and such.
Yeah.
Kohl's and LB both. Kohl's mentioned they didn't report earnings, but they did release what their sales look like for fourth quarter for December,
Mm-hmm.
and they were down. They had a decline year over year in comp sales. So that's what's hitting them. And one of the things specifically they mentioned was strength in certain areas was offset by weakness in women's apparel.
Mm-hmm.
So that also hits LB. And then LB was also talking about some issues there, some comp sales decreases. So it looks like women apparel's an issue for some of these traditional retailers.
Okay. Yep. Yep. So LB is right. LB is one of those as well. Coles is the next one here. That is also down again quite a bit, 7% as well, as you mentioned. And pre-market looks pretty good on this one, 586. Daily not all that great. We have traded calls before in the past, so again worth taking a look at this morning. It's got a good pre-market action. And then the last one here, BBBY, which is taking the biggest hit in regards to percentage, down 12.1, with a very clean pre-market activity right now, guys. Bouncing back a bit from the low of 14.41 at the moment. Daily looks great because you do have some very clean areas of resistance here and support that we can put on this chart this morning. So I think BBY is one of the best ones this morning so far. All right, so we got a pretty good list, guys. I like what we're seeing here. About two or three here don't look all that great, but let's see how that gets better as we get closer to 9:30 Eastern time. Norm, what do you like this morning?
How can you not
Tesla.
like Tesla, man? That was crazy after
Yeah.
yesterday. So I'll have my eye on that, and then I'm still looking around too.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, Tesla is just wow, man. Look at this. Looks like it wants to break out right
Apple's
now.
looking pretty good too. It's
Yeah.
Apple's got great volume, and it's up 1.2%, which is a pretty decent gap for Apple, really.
Yeah, Apple, nice gap on Apple, 1.3 right now, some good volume. Do they have anything out or it's just all technicals right now?
I haven't dug into Apple just
Hmm.
because it's not truly a gapper. So usually I
Yeah.
get on those a little bit later. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, this just looks very good right now. Everything is just moving nicely here on Apple. Some good volume too, 513. Usually Apple doesn't get that type of volume on a day that's on the pre-market action, but today they got some really good volume here again, breaking all-time highs and doing it in a nice fashion here with a small gap up. All right, let's see what you guys have on your end. Let's start here with Snap. Let's see what Snap is up to. Snap this morning, 1.5 million shares traded, breaking out of this resistance with some with a good pop, 4%. So we got 17 is actually an area for Snap that's has been a good level. Yeah, 17. We remember here we had this down here and over here. We traded a few times, possible breakouts. And I'm sorry, Snap was trading very well in this area, and we're back at that 17 again. So again, this is a level that is very important for Snap. So we're slightly above
they got
that.
an upgrade out of
Yeah.
they got an upgrade out of Jeffries with a price target of 21 and moved to buy from hold. So analysts upgrade there.
Yeah, so let's see how that upgrade happens. We do have some clear levels up
Actually,
here.
they got dual. Sorry, there was an
Yeah.
upgrade out of Cowan as well. So they got dual upgrades this morning.
Okay, cool. We'll see how that dual reacts here because Snap is a stock that doesn't like to go too far above 17 in the most recent time. Every time it came above 17, right, snaps right back down. So we'll see how that reacts. 1.5 right now. Also, Snap, guys, it's another one like Macy's that can be very choppy. So just be aware of that. But definitely worth watching today. I love the fact that it's breaking out of the 17, so you don't have that problem no more here where you have to get above 17 to get a run. It's above that already. We just need now for it to start putting in good pre-market activity. It's got great volume. This wick here is messing the pre-market action up on the 1 minute. You got 700,000 shares dropped on this one candle here. Probably, again, probably people recording their transactions, block trades. So we'll see how Snap does in a bit. So definitely worth watching Snap today. Good volume, nice pop over 17, which has been an area of a lot of resistance for Snap. They're already able to get out above that. APLS we have, guys. Let's look at William L is giving us DBLBT. DBVT. This one here is all right. So we got a nice gap up, 21%. I'm not in love with the pre-market activity at the moment. Again, just looking a little bit choppy. 140,000 shares traded so far. This one looks. I don't think we. I'm not sure how this one trades. I don't recall seeing the price action, but just looking at the daily, looks a little bit choppy.
This
Like
is
it doesn't move much.
it's a what's a French company,
It is a
so
foreign
that's going to
stock.
give you
Okay.
some of that. Yeah, that's what's going on there.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So again, foreign stocks usually don't move much, or if they move, they are very gappy. This one doesn't have a lot of the gaps like we see in a lot of foreign stocks. But again, definitely, you could tell definitely the daily chart's not as clean as we like to see in the stuff that we're looking at. So I'm gonna avoid this one right now, guys. It has a nice, beautiful pop here. It could trade well depending on what news it has going on, but overall, I'm gonna avoid this foreign stock for today. Let's look at TK. What's going on here? Here we go. ELTK. This one 178 up 15%. What kind of stock is this? Daily chart doesn't look great. What's the float? All right, 1.3. Yeah, so the flow is very low, and when you have such a float like that, you just want to be cautious. I mean, this thing is doesn't have great pre-market activity for that type of float. AGTC is if you want to watch a low flow, AGTC is the one you want to watch. It's got the volume, it's got the pre-market going for it. Everybody's looking at it. This ELTK, sorry, is a very low flow stock with not a lot going on this morning. So just be cautious with that one. Spread and everything else could be difficult to trade. All right, what AGTC we have, that's on our list here, down there.
Did you go through gainers and active?
I did not. Let's take a look at that real quick before I get to the YouTube chat and see what they have going on. So AGTC, we have VBIV. We don't have this one, but this one, guys, more of a penny stock. Usually trading under $1, so I'm not gonna waste time on that. AMD we have again. Oh, AMD's breaking out here a little bit. Okay, that's good. Hopefully we can do that. They got the news of an upgrade. FCEL, guys, this was active a couple of days ago, and again, I looked at the price action when we were going back and forth whether we put it on our list or not. I really didn't like the way it traded at the open. Right now, it's got 1 million shares traded. Look how this thing is trading those 1 million shares so far. I didn't even see the volume on here. I see just one candle here with 300. So again, I'm just gonna avoid this one. If you look at the daily, it looks like it looks like it wants to kind of like it has a pattern, wants to break out and maybe test 288. But this is just not my style of stock to trade. So I'm just going to avoid this one. You can watch this one if you like, guys. It looks like it's possibly breaking out of this area here. If you can get some movement, some volume, and it already has a nice area you can aim for, this $3 mark all the way up here. So it's got that look. But again, just not gonna watch this one today. SNCA, not really tradable. Anything that's not really good. Tesla we have looking really good. BBBY we have. BIOC penny stock. We'll skip this one. Apple we have. IQ. We haven't seen IQ in a while. What's going on here? Wow, IQ has a nice bounce. It hasn't made a lot of noise since after October. We really haven't looked at it. Hasn't really shown up in our gap process, but it's got a nice bounce here. Volume 510.
Used to be here every day.
Yeah, every day used to be on here. So volume is maybe because what's going on? Maybe the ATRs. No, the ATR is still good, 70 cents. Because I figure on this day here, at least we would have saw a on the gappers list. I don't recall seeing it on the gappers list on this date, unless I was not on the pre-market show that morning. But here, guys, we have a gap of 1.5 with some good volume. Not a great pre-market activity. This could be a good possible to watch later on. It's a little bit extended on the daily though here. It's been having a nice couple of days after this gap up. But yeah, IQ is trading coming back really nice here. Nasdaq gainers, AGTC we have, PECK. No volume. Tesla we have. VBIV we looked at. MYSZ, nothing going on there. No activity.
Check out AZ.
Which one?
AZZ.
AZZ.
Yep, you got to check out AZ.
Okay, AZZ. Let's check that out. This one here, AZZ. This is.
They had earnings. There's not much volume. It's being called out, but they had earnings, so it should. It might do something. It's got a huge gap.
It is got a big gap. Is it on the Squawk Radio?
No.
Oh no.
No, it just has a big gap, and I know that they had earnings this morning. So.
All right, perfect. We'll put as on here as well. Next, MYSZ, not really anything good. SNCA, always on this list. Not really anything nice from that. ELTK, also not a great pre-market activity here. I don't want to watch this one. AXNX, also no volume. PT, also not looking great. Pre-market's just not there. And last one here, LJPC, also no activity. Yeah, for sure, Norm. Absolutely. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here, guys. Oh, YouTube. What do you guys have on your end? LK. All right, let's look at LK. LK possible continuation on LK. Look at me. Look at this bounce back. Right, it sold off here, and this thing just ripped up above all the way to from 34 to what 40, 39. So it could be a continuation. It's got some volume, 92,000 shares traded. Not the greatest pre-market activity, but this could be a good possible, guys. We'll put it down here as a good possible. I don't know if we'll keep it because we just have so much. But LK traded so nice yesterday. Actually, again, it was the only stock that traded clean yesterday. If you was watching LK. Not saying that it was easy to make money, but you had a good opportunity to make some good moves on that one.
Darius just called out Baba. You might want to check that. That looks actually pretty nice, and it's just below the 2% threshold to hit our gappers.
Excellent.
It's a little flat right now, but it definitely looks like it has potential.
Sweet. So let's look at it. Let's look at SQ because I have it up just now. SQ also good possible continuation. I didn't know SQ ran like that because we saw it yesterday, man. It was so choppy at the open. So look at stuff together. So it could be a possible continuation, guys. But right now the volume is just not all there. Let's look at Baba. Baba also got a nice pop here. 1.8 is going to be hitting our scanners pretty soon. So definitely Baba is worth watching. Don't worry, guys. I know this list is huge. We're going to go through this and get rid of a lot that doesn't look too great on here. So don't get scared that we're going to watch so many. KBH KBH. There's a few more. Then we'll get to announcements. Then we'll start chopping this list up. So KBH here is looking not too exciting, guys. Not a lot of volume there. Microsoft, yes, Microsoft was mentioned also in our chat, and I forgot to pull that one up. Microsoft. All right, so Microsoft. Oh, nice pop on Microsoft. Up 1% above this area of 160 here, which is the resistance for the last couple of days. So yeah, it looks interesting, guys. I mean, I don't really like the way Microsoft trades, me personally, but this daily chart looks pretty good. I just find it a little bit difficult to read the price action. There's some stocks like that. There's just, it's not as easy to read the price action. This is one of them for me. SQ is another one as well that it's just not easy to read the price action. But this one's got a beautiful daily, guys, popping out here above that 160. Again, a lot of stocks, breaking out of their area of consolidation. And if they can get a little fuel here, they can really get going. Apple is looking like that today. Yeah, you have Apple looking like that. AMD's is not hasn't broken out yet, but it's also got that potential. Tesla obviously pulling back a bit here. So again, a lot of stocks. Snap as well above their 17. So we'll fine tune this list. All right, two more, PDD and MU. Let's look at those. PDD. Not much volume on PDD, so we'll just bypass it right now. I like the consolidation and possible breakout, but we'll just skip this one for today. And then our buddy MU, another one also that doesn't have great volume or great pre-market activity, as MU usually does not. But again, same situation here where you're at an area of resistance and you have a possible breakout here. I think that the SPY is going to determine a lot of what happens today too, especially on this AMD, BABA, MU. The Nvidias, if this thing can get going and continue to squeeze, all-time high, especially with the positive news of not, hopefully stopping all these attacks and not going to war, it's always good for business. Hopefully this thing can get going here. So that's a nice situation. All right, let's head over to announcements, and we'll come back to our very huge list we have here.
And I was going to say you better run through announcements quick because we got a lot to go through on levels today.
We're gonna chop that up.
Next page.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
All right, guys. So just shout out. We had that Randy Howell success webinar yesterday. It was at noon. It was great. It has been recorded. It will be available, I'm guessing, today or tomorrow. So check that out if you were not able to make it. We still have the Holidays 19 promo that's active. You can use the codes, 40% off a lifetime one-time payment membership. DAS replay features live. We're getting a lot of good feedback on it. They're still working on a lot of it. It is only available on the sim you receive by ordering it through Bear Bull Traders at this time. We are kind of the guinea pigs on this. They're still working on some of it. They're still fixing bugs. Level 2 isn't live yet and such, but still, we're getting really good feedback on it. So I mentioned yesterday's success webinar for the rest of November, my Lord, January. We've got Eamon next Wednesday, 8 p.m. He's going to talk about trading ABCD patterns. On the 22nd, we're going to have the guys from ChartLog. This is a journaling software that two guys from Bear Bull Traders created. So they're going to discuss that on the 22nd. And then Naz and Andrew are going to talk about day trading options on the 29th. And I am particularly looking forward to that one. Meetups, January 18th, Seattle. You don't have to be a member, but if you would RSVP at the forum link that Abiel throws up in both YouTube and the chat, it would be much appreciated, just so we can get a head count and know exactly how many drinks Andrew's going to have to buy, which he's more than happy to do. Like I said, go out, see him, talk trading. You don't have to be a member. If you're watching us on YouTube, you'd like to try out the room, you can do so with the 1-week trial at a discount. Use the promo code PREMARKET24. Does not auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. It's just straight up 1 week chat, give it a shot, see if you like it, see if it works for you. Some of these announcements and stuff, you can get. Carlos and I are fairly active on Twitter. You can use the handles at NormBBT or at CarlosMBBT, and we try to keep you updated. Carlos has also been pumping out some interesting content the last several weeks. If you hit the subscribe button on YouTube and the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we go live with new content. Thank you, guys.
All right, excellent. Yeah, it's also a great way to communicate with you guys. We'll go back and forth. We know if we get DMs and we can answer quick questions. A great way to kind of be in touch. All right, let's go through this list first, and let's see what we're going to keep and what we're going to remove. So let's start here with APLS. So this one I'm going to remove the pre-market activity. Again, it's not looking all that great, and in a regular day, I will keep this one on here. It's up 5.6, 207, but we really got to fine tune this list a little bit. So this one will probably get chopped. CHWY, this one will remove. Pre-market is bad, and also the activity is not there yet. And it's stuck in this range. It could be great if it breaks out of here. We'll be looking for any of these tickers. Let's try to keep them in the back of our head, or put them in a secondary list. If it hits the scanners, you know that they have a good potential. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do a secondary list here. I'm personally not going to watch this low flow stock, guys. So just to save on room, I'm going to remove that from there. So LK is a good possible today. You want to have that in your secondary. That traded very well a couple of days ago. I mean, not a couple of days, yesterday. So if we get a good continuation on this one, this can really get going. This thing has been on a tear. So have it on your secondary list. CHWI, also a good one for a possible secondary if it can break out of that range that is stuck in right now. AMD, I would like to watch. AMD's got great volume. It is up 2.3. Pre-market is very active. It has a possible situation where if it can go above this 49.41, 49.50, we can get going. They have double upgrades on it, so they got a catalyst behind it with some positive news. LB, I'm on the fence on. I think I'm gonna put it down a secondary. Again, they got all these retail brands have news on it, but LB is one that's not trading all that clean right now, so I'm gonna remove it from our main list. Coles, I like. Pre-market's a lot better volume, of course. Nice drop here, and we're holding on to some levels of support here. We lost this one already, but we got this one down here going back to October. So I like the way this pre-market is, down 8%. Definitely going to watch this one. BBY definitely on our list as well. Trading very clean, this pre-market activity. Good volume, down 12%. Also with a catalyst, definitely watching this one. You have to watch Tesla. I mean, it's just been incredible, so we'll keep this one on here. Now, here where it gets a little bit tricky. So Apple is great. We'll keep Apple for now. Snap, we'll do the levels for Snap, but I'm going to remove Snap because from my experience, it can be so choppy. And I rather give myself, have some other stocks that are trading very well right now, that have traded very well. That tend to move a little bit cleaner. Baba also doesn't move as clean for me, but today, man, they're setting up pretty nice for a beautiful squeeze here, hopefully. So we'll keep Baba. AZZ is also a good possible. So right now they don't have the volume, but if they do get it, this can get going. So we'll put AS down there, and then Baba we have. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we have a reasonable list here that we can work off, and then we have our possibles down here. AS, Snap, LK, great day yesterday, not looking all that great right now. CHW, possibility if it can break out of this area, has been consolidating over the last couple of days, will be nice. And then LB, if it can break down here as well, will be nice. We got some room to run down here. We don't got a lot going on towards the top, a lot of resistance there, so we would love for this to head down. So we're not going to do levels for these guys, but these are possibles for today. Put this on your list, on your secondary, and if this thing's come up in our gap, in our turbo breakup, turbo breakdown, or any of our scanners, you know that we have some potential out of this one. So let's head to the top. APLS is again, I'm on the fence, but I think it's got some potential. We already have some good levels on here, highs and lows from the last two trading days. Previous day closed right on there. Above that you have 43.29, and all the way down here you have 33.11. So I think you have levels already. When we had this gap up, we worked on this stock already. So that's what we have on it. Let's see how the activity plays out here. Again, this thing has been holding. The news is a little bit weird, as Norm was mentioning earlier if you were watching, but it is doing higher highs, higher lows. So we'll see how that plays out here off the daily. So AMD I do like. I think AMD also another one that we've been watching closely. We have levels for it already, highs and lows on the last two trading days, previous day close. We're looking for this to hopefully break out of this the high from 2 days ago, which has been a resistance since we been making this beautiful move up, right? Nice consolidation here, nice breakout, nice pullback. A lot of stocks did this pullback on this day. The SPY sold off a bit. Found this level 44 here, perfect. Shoots right back up, hits the resistance that we've been struggling for 1, 2, 3 days, and today could be another day that we try to test that, hopefully. And if we can break out of that, if the SPY gives it a little boost, it can be very well, give it a little fuel there. So AMD definitely watching. Coast. Let's find some levels for Coast. So our low of our pre-market right now sitting here at 44.77. Let's mark that down. Slightly above that. I know it's not too far off, but slightly above that in the price action, we do have this 45.53. I'm going to mark that down because that's an area where we had a change in direction, found some good support on this. So I'm going to mark that down. And the pre-market, you can see it's kind of respecting this 45.53. See here in the drop, it consolidates, drops back down to this 44.77, which is our low of our pre-market. Pops right back up towards this 45 again, 53, and then right back down. Kind of stuck in between the middle right now. So definitely put that on there. Above that, you have some areas here of consolidation that are worth, not consolidation, but support and resistance, 47.04. If you draw a line on there, you can see a support, resistance, support, resistance. That's a good one to have. And then above that, there's really nothing else clean in between here. Your next one is 49, previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Now, towards the bottom, guys, if we lose this 44.77, which is going to be not easy to do because you can see right on the daily how many times we have been here and have not been able to break below that. So it's not going to be easy to do that today. Usually when these stocks have a nice gap down like this, it's important. Some people like to have a bias to kind of give, hey, the stock is weak, don't try to go long. Other people do not like to have a bias because they want to just see what the price action is giving you. Whatever your thought process and mentality is, just keep in mind that it has bounced a lot from here before. So don't have a bias to go short just because it has a weak catalyst this morning. Just take all the information you have and make the best possible decision when you take these trades. So here 44.77 clearly has been a huge resistance for it. If it does break down for that, the next area of support is going to be, has been a huge support for it, 44.77. The next area can be 43.38. So we'll mark that down there. BBBY here, guys. This one is again nice, very active this morning. 687. Low of the pre-market sitting at 1441. So we'll mark that down. And then the high of our pre-market sitting at 1533. So let's go to the left here and see what we find. Off the bat, we see one right on here. This of 1383. It's a good one. You can see the support, resistance, and support, and the breakout. So mark down that 1383. Below that, you have on the daily another level that has been tested several times as support and resistance. Here's your resistance. Here's your support on the daily 1329, and then down here at a 1238. So plenty of levels towards the bottom, guys. Then towards the top, you got your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Are great levels on here for resistance if this thing is going to bounce back. Looking rather weak at the moment. Let's see if we can go back down and test that 1443, but the pre-market on this one is looking very good. Tesla, guys, we got plenty of levels on it already. Don't really need to add any more. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days is all you really have because we're breaking all-time highs on this. Our high of our pre-market, 499 with 30 cents. We're looking for that 500 today. So this thing just continues to rip higher. Again, just very strong over the last couple of months, weeks, whatever you want to call it. This thing is just doesn't know where to end. It's funny, we talked about this a couple of days ago, and we talked about it before at that time a week ago. And it's like we said, okay, 500 is pushing it, and we're here. We're here 500 with Tesla after the news of the Cybertruck and everything else going on there. Good reporting is good news. Everything's just perfect on Tesla. So Elon Musk is doing the happy dance right now this morning probably. So Apple, another one that's looking very great, guys. All-time highs, nice beautiful consolidation, has breaking out. It's got a great pre-market activities, good volume. Definitely gonna keep on this list. Don't really have any more levels to mark on here. We can mark the high of the pre-market at 307.15, and that's all you really have. Towards the bottom, you got all the levels you need for support. Baba, same situation, guys. Mark the high of the pre-market. That's all you really can do on this one. And then towards the bottom, you got all your levels of support as well. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, moving averages on here, previous day close. That's all you need. So hopefully these stocks can get some fuel and get going. All right. So then we got our possibles down here. Let's see if any of the possibles are doing anything that should be interesting that we can look on. No, pretty much still staying a little stale here. But again, keep these on. I think these got some potentials to get going if they trade well, if they get the volume. All right, what else we got, guys? Norm, I think this is it. I think we got a pretty good list this morning. I think we got some pretty good movers here. We got some really good catalysts on a lot of these, so that's good for us. And then we'll have to see what the SPY is going to do, what we're going to get at the open. Yeah, SPY is slightly up. Anyone long AGTC? AGTC. What is that up to? Yeah, so this is the low flow of the day, guys. I didn't put it on here because we got just so many beautiful mid to large flow stocks. I'm not going to focus on this one. And usually I don't trade these anyway. But if you are looking at low floats, this is the one that's very active. 2.5, up 51% this morning. All right, anything else, guys? Anything else that's not on this list that you guys like this morning that we should take a look at? Sahil is giving us KSS can be a bit choppy, so anyone needs to be KSS, it could be. It could be. I like BBY. BBY can trade very well. Tesla, AMD, so we'll see. Definitely we need a better day than yesterday. Yesterday was just pure chop. It was so difficult to trade. So we definitely need a better day this morning. Amazon, this is what I call the mortgage stock. What are we doing here? So this is not much activity right now, but it's ripping nicely here, doing well, but not much activity at the moment. But again, I usually don't, you know what, I don't know if 53,000 shares, if that is a lot for Amazon. I don't watch Amazon quite often, so that could be a great pre-market activity.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah.
It's not the cleanest chart, but that's how Amazon kind of trades pre-market.
Okay, all right. Thanks for clearing that up, man. Yeah, so I don't watch this often, so I don't know how, what's good and what's bad when it comes to Amazon.
Uber looks interesting today too, Carlos. I don't know if you ever got that one.
Oh yeah,
I know you've been cleaning up your list.
Yeah, this does look interesting as well. Broke out nice over the last couple of days, right? Broke out really nice here.
Yeah, it's been towards the 200.
How about Roku? What is Roku up to? What is Roku doing here? Not doing much. Kind of holding on to this previous day close right now. But not doing anything too exciting. It's gonna get the volume. It's at almost 100,000 already. It's not really gapping up or down, but again, it's always good to watch Roku if you have the room for it. Right now we have so many. I still gotta get rid of one more. So as we get closer to the open, I'm probably gonna drop one more off here. Yep, Donovan, thank you. Yeah, Roku, we definitely looked at. Again, it's one of those good possibles you can watch here. All right, guys. Twitter. We haven't looked at Twitter in a long time. Let's see, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter's got a nice gap up here. Yeah, it's got some room. Look at the gap. Look at the room here we have. One second, guys. Looks like we might have lost connection in the room. See if we can reconnect. Yeah, so Twitter is definitely has some room here. If we can get going, pre-market is not all that great right now. It does have the volume. If we can get going here, look at the gap. We have tons of room to run here. So. All right. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys. Looks like the room just reset it when it came to the audio and video, but we are back. All right, so we were just looking at Twitter. I mean, Twitter's a possibility as well. It doesn't have the great pre-market activity, but it has a beautiful daily. If it could break out of here, it has a lot of room to run. I mean, remember this gap down here, so you got some areas there where we can get going. All right, guys on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good trading day today. Remember, I know a lot of us had a tough day yesterday. It was just brutal. So today, take it easy. Don't force anything. Don't be aggressive. Wait for the right setup. Today we have seems to be a lot more stocks with catalysts behind it, which is great. Again, we don't trade the news, but when a stock has the catalyst, it's great to get those type of movements, right? We're technical traders, so we're looking at the charts and looking at technical indicators to to make our move. But today, that's going to create a lot of volatility, which is great. The SPY is strong. A lot of these stocks are sitting down where they can possibly break out of and get some good momentum going. So again, don't be aggressive if you had a rough day yesterday. We're gonna trade well today, come back and have a green positive day. Okay, take care, guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.
Good morning, everyone.